Hi, this is Sean from Time and Talks. If you like my channel, please subscribe. I want the channel to grow and every little helps, so please hit that subscribe button in the corner of the screen. Today I want to make a video about how to spot a fake Rolex and how to tell it from a real one. This is by no means an exhaustive list, and it's not trying to outline absolutely everything that will help you spot a fake from a real Rolex. So please don't think this is the case. I just thought, because I have a replica in the house at the moment, lent to me by Time in the UK channel, thanks very much for that, that I would give a kind of visual comparison between a fake and a real Rolex. So please don't use this as your only frame of reference if you're going to buy a Rolex. It's primarily focused on current models and relatively modern Rolexes, but a lot of these things will count no matter what the model is, really. Apologise for the lighting, it's a little bit dark outside, very very rainy and sombre in the UK, and also for my voice I've got a little bit of a cold. So on my left I have a Deep Sea, Rolex Deep Sea, and on my right I have a Rolex Explorer, and I took them both off the bracelets so we can give more of a comparison and I can show you some of the things that I think you can use. So first of all, we'll take a little bit of a look at them. I mean, we could play a guessing game, but I'm guessing if you're watching this video, you might have watched other videos on my channel, so you know which one is real and which one isn't. So, first of all, the Deep Sea. As you can see, this is the first ever replica Rolex I've ever held, which has actually tried to have a stab at looking like the real thing. I've held a Daytona that was absolutely, I mean, it wouldn't have fooled a 2-year-old child. It was that bad of a copy. This one, to be honest, feels like it's taken quite a decent stab at being a copy of a Rolex. I mean, it's weighty, it's got all of the main details correct as far as I can tell. I'm not an expert in this model, it's not really my cup of tea, but if you look at it, I mean, it looks like a Deep Sea. I mean, my colour vision is awful. The dial doesn't look black to me. It looks blue and black. I'm not sure if that is something that's on the genuine model, but I mean, tell me about that in the comments if you know more about this. But I mean, at a pace, I think it would be easy to be fooled by this, to be honest. Okay, and then the Explorer. Okay, so I mean, first of all, in terms of obvious kind of anti-counterfeiting measures, we have two things which were introduced by Rolex, so it would be more difficult to fake them. So first of all, it is the engraved rehaut. So in 2004, Rolex began to engrave Rolex around the inside of the rehaut, as we can see here. Focusing issues there. Just bring some lighting in so we can maybe see it a bit better. And this watch has it. And as we can see, so does this one. So that's not helped us in this instance, but if you do not see that on a watch and it looks like it's supposed to be a relatively modern watch, this was introduced, by the way, focusing issues there, in 2004 it was introduced, so any watch that supposedly comes from after that time should have an engraved rehaut. But obviously bear in mind that depending on the model, these things were introduced at different times. So the Explorer 2, it was slightly later. Again, the idea is, so I'll put you out of your misery, and if you're still trying to guess it, it's the Explorer that's the real one. What should be the case is that you should be able to see the R on the left hand side of the dial is aligned with the hour markers, and the X on the right hand side of the dial is aligned with the hour markers. And on this one, this particular one, it is more out of line. It's very very subtle, but that is the case that it's more difficult it's obviously more difficult to replicate. So this one is the fake, but you would be able to spot that. But it's very, very subtle. So you know, you could fall for that. The second thing is Rolexes have a crown etched on the crystal at 6 o'clock. It's quite difficult to see, so you might need a flashlight, or you might have to get it into the light. But I'm actually quite surprised to see that this watch also has that. So again, see if we can see this. Quite difficult to. So there you can see. So the counterfeiters of this particular watch know about this, and they've taken that into account. So you know, again, not a foolproof way to tell. I hope I'm not making you really depressed during this video about trying to tell the difference. Right, so another kind of, actually a more easy thing to fake, to be honest, but perhaps, you know, if you haven't had the Rolex off its bracelet, you wouldn't have spotted this. So on my Explorer, you can see, I apologise for the camera's focusing, by the way, stainless steel. Then on the other side, original Rolex design, 214270, which is the model number. 214270 is an Explorer, and this particular watch does not have that. So that's a dead giveaway, really. So that's one thing that the people who've made this watch haven't taken into account. Also bear in mind that watches before they started putting the serial number here on the watch, obviously I won't show you my serial number. If you notice, the serial number is along the rehort, just around here. They know that as well, but previously the serial number was underneath the bracelet, but now random serial number, so you can't tell what date, what year it was made. Again, so they're more difficult to fake, are at 6 o'clock on the rehort. So just a couple more things, really, in terms of how to spot whether a Rolex is fake, and this is just my theory, really. I think Rolex movements have a characteristic sound. I always think that mine sounds a little bit chimey, so when you put it to your ear, it sounds almost like a bell inside the case. It has for me, it has a characteristic chime to it, so that I would be putting that to my ear. Make me look a little bit crazy, probably. Hit me in the comments, tell me if you agree or disagree with that, but that's what I think. Also, with this one, I think you can tell that it's not a Rolex movement because it makes a sound. Rolex movements tend to be really, really quiet, if not silent, the rotor. This one, not sure if you can hear that. I mean, obviously it's gone out of focus. I'm not going to take the back off because it's not my watch, but I mean, that for me is a way that you can tell. Also, I would be playing around with it, you know, opening the crown, winding it and things like that. It just does not feel like a Rolex movement, but obviously this requires you to have an understanding of what they feel like in the hand and things like that. Final thing for this is the bezel. So the bezel, it's alright, but it's got quite a lot of play in it, and I would not expect that to be the case on a Rolex watch. So I think that's a bit of a giveaway as well. So I mean, in terms of what we've discussed, how to tell a fake Rolex from a real one, I mean, can you? Not in all cases, to be honest. I mean, the counterfeiters are getting better. Rolex is obviously trying to introduce measures to make it more difficult to replicate them, but as we can see from this video, from the differences between these two watches, they still are making pretty good attempts at this. I mean, I might be really bad at this, but I would not be able to tell that was a fake from a couple of paces. It would take quite a lot of looking over of it. As soon as I got hold of the bezel, I probably guessed, but you know, it's a decent stab at a fake. So it's not always as easy as you might imagine. Tell me if I've missed anything out. If I've missed anything out, hit me in the comments and tell me how you tell if a Rolex watch is fake. And you know, obviously this is quite topical at the moment with what's going on YouTube. I'm not going to mention any names, but you probably know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so thanks. If you like my video, please subscribe. Every subscription helps. Thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Bye bye.